Hello lovely people, it's Cara here and I am so mad. How are you all? I hope you're fit and well. I took a week off over Easter. Oh my word, we had the loveliest weather. Genuinely, it just goes like that sometimes. A lot of you in the UK, I know that, and you'll know the madness that is the English weather. But yeah, we went from, you know, a couple of weeks ago we had a few sunny days, and then it sort of returned to normal, sort of jumper weather and tights and things. And then over the Easter weekend it was manically warm. It was crazy. I literally was sunbathing, and I'll tell you about what that inspired me to make in a few weeks time, I expect, or in the next couple of videos, I'm not sure. But it was just phenomenally warm, but nicely warm, so up to about 19, 20, maybe, yeah, something like that. Sunny, no wind, and it's actually quite nice today. It's quite sunny, but it's a little bit windy, and that brings the temperature down. But yeah, just amazing. I think we're about a week on from Easter. Always rubbish when I think about what day it is. It's a Sunday. That's all I can remember. And what I thought I'd do, because I have been sewing like mad, because I am so mad. That's the whole point. I have sewn so much. I'm just in a real flow of it. I've got the right ideas. I've got the right fabrics. I've been able to use a lot of fabric out of my stash. And I think I've stuck to all of the plans that I said I was going to. Yeah, I'll take you through those. So what I thought I'd do is just do a series of relatively short videos to take you through a number of the items at a time, and just have a chat with you. Some of your feedback has been so lovely. You like literally say it's like sitting talking with a friend, and I do genuinely feel that way about my filming. I just like to have a chat with you. I know I'm really lucky. I'm connected with lots of different sewing people all around the world, and you're my viewers. You are the people I'm talking about there, and I just love that we have a conversation. And although I can't see you, I genuinely feel like you're there, and that's just beautiful. I'm sitting on my sofa again today. I figured I might catch a whippet at some stage, but I doubt it, because it's the morning. Whippets don't really do mornings, so that I see them, they eat, they go out and do their business, and then they go back to sleep again. So in fact, Alice, who was here last couple of times, I think, or Lara was here last time, and then Alice before that, she hasn't even had breakfast yet, and it's at least 10:30. She doesn't do breakfast. But let's so I'm just gonna have a chat with you, and I really appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to comment, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, please do subscribe to my channel. I just love having you here. So let's start with what I'm wearing in true YouTuber style, because this outfit right here right now has got to be one of my favorite things I have ever sewed up. As a collective outfit, if you like. I'm really lucky that I'm a blogger. I say actually I'm a vlogger for Felicity Fabrics, but sometimes I blog, and they periodically provide fabric to me in exchange for featuring their fabrics on my channel. Caroline and Fliss, I think it must be their 3rd year running their business. And just amazing. They've got a lovely collection of fabrics over on their website, and yeah, their aesthetic covers many things, which I absolutely love, and they're always really high quality fabrics. And behind that, or in amongst that, is about 15, maybe more than that, other vloggers, and we talk every day over WhatsApp, about lives, about sewing, about sort of that life's roller coaster, really. And it's such a beautiful community to be part of, and lots of the names that you'll know. So Michelle, Sewing Bunny, Liz, the baker that sews, Tamlin, Sewn on the Time, Marie, from Stitched Up, I hope I got that right, but and loads more. Sewn 65, which is beautiful, Rebecca over in Ireland. I don't want to miss anyone. Rosie so's Modern Vintage. Yeah, loads of people. So sorry if I got some of their names wrong, but just I love them all. So hello if any of you are watching. But getting back to what I'm wearing, Caroline Fliss very kindly provided this beautiful red, it's like a chambray denim. Now it was described as red denim on their website. I'll come right in close and show you. But as you can see from the movement here, it's actually, I think it's probably about a 4 ounce denim, so really lightweight. And I didn't know that, if I'm honest, when I ordered it, because on the picture it just looked like a standard denim. But oh my word, I'm absolutely delighted. So I have made I was just standing up showing you the fabric and not really showing you the outfit. And I appreciate you can't see my head when I stand up. Let me stand up. You'll know that I'm absolutely, and I'm going to sort of crouch down a little bit. I'm absolutely in love with the rye jacket from Sussex Seamstress. It's a beautiful sort of almost utilitarian style jacket, and I basically top stitched here. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I think you can here. It with the cream stitching, the cream buttonholes and so on, and then I sewed these buttons. Now if you live in fear of doing jeans buttons, these are actually sew on. So on the inside there's none of that popper business. I've spent many a year being heartbroken by doing all of the work and then busting the buttons, when you had to hammer them in and stuff. But I absolutely love this jacket. I can even see even more, and I love the fact that it's a cord. It's the second cord set I've made. The other set, I'll put a picture of the other set in here, which is the Dawn jeans and the same jacket in a blue denim, the dark blue denim, which I love, as you know. And then these are the Anya trousers. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I'm going to have to show you another pair in order to show you the details. But I've made the culottes version here. I'll show you. I'll probably even show you my slippers if I pick my legs out that far. So these are the culottes. Let me sit back down. And I'll put some pictures in here, but this fabric is fabulous. Sadly it's not available on the website right now, but there will be plenty of other fabrics that are absolutely suitable for it. It's got a slight sort of, you can see here, it looks like it's creasing, but it's actually it's got a sort of a like a pearlescent look about it. You know how chambray is, where you look at it in different lights, and that's what's happening here. Because actually, this is the second jacket I've made, as I said, and actually the tension around the collar is slightly better than the other one. I do see some creasing here, and I think it's where I've curved the collar and there's a little bit of tension, but I love it anyway. But let me put some footage in here. I just adore this whole scenario, and if I take my jacket off, I'm actually in full Felicity fabrics today. Now if you've been watching my channel a long time, thank you, hello, I love you. This is the Sagebrush top that I made last year I actually wrote a vlog, and that vlog is still available on their website, and I made it, I'm up again, she's up again, I made it in two different embroidery anglaise. So there's a sort of a less sheer one, and then a very sort of holy one, which I think you can see the light. Yeah, you can see my skin there. And I absolutely adore the Sagebrush top. It comes up much longer on me, so I've taken a lot off the length. These are the original sleeves. Later on, in other versions I've made, I've actually made that slightly longer and less poofy. But in this structure of fabric, I think it works really well. And this is my favourite top ever. It just is. I just love everything about it. The Sagebrush top, everybody was making them last year, and it looks like a trend that's going to continue. Looks really complicated, or certainly very detailed, but super easy to make. And as you know, I do have another one cut out in the Silky Monkey fabric, which I keep talking about, but it is genuinely on my list of things to make today, actually. So I absolutely love this. The jacket, I need to talk about this a little bit more. Do you remember I did the seams of my other one in a beautiful, I cut up some fabric some Rifle Paper Company fabric, which I knew I was never going to wear on my skin because it's just not the right colour for me, but I wanted the inside of the jacket to look as lovely as the outside of the jacket. And I did a similar thing here because this is an unlined jacket, but I just used the standard piping, I hope you can see that, to finish the edges. I didn't do it around I did actually on the other one, I did it all the way around, so that's what it would look like, obviously with overlocking, and then I've just bound the seams. And in fact, the reason I haven't done it all the way around is because I made my own bias binding so I could make as much as I needed for the other jacket. And when I was in the shop buying this bias binding, I said, I don't know, 2 meters. I figured that would be enough. Turns out it wasn't. It was only enough to do the main seams there. You can see got about 4 main seams, and that was literally just enough. So if I needed to, because I wanted to do the facing along the top and so on, but it doesn't matter, that's fine. But I just love it. I know Granny Linda that sews, hello Linda, she made a rye jacket, bless her. She said she bought it after she'd seen my other version, which is very kind, but she made a glorious one out of linen, which is just lovely. And then the trousers, let me show you. So this is the second pair of the Aina trousers. Actually, Friday Pattern Company, no, Named Clothing, sorry. Named Clothing have, I think, just released a sew along for them. So I need to watch that just to listen to how they say the title, the name of the product, because Aina. Aina. I'm going to guess at that. But so this is the second pair of these I made, and these are the clots, as you can see in the picture. And the first pair I made, you know, I was having such hassle with my waistbands. The first pair I made is these ones, and I just absolutely adore these, just 100% adore. So you can see there you've got front pocket, beautiful detail on the back, which I know nobody sees, but I know it's there. So you've got buttons and buttonholes here, and then you've got this elastic across the back, which is what for me has created the best fitting pair of trousers I have ever made. Got lovely pocket detail here. Now I made this, I was super pleased because I genuinely have used up, over the makes that I've made in the last 4 to 6 weeks, I've used up some pieces of fabric that have sat in my stash for years. Now if you go back and watch, I think it was Shop My Fabric collection with me, this fabric was literally a remnant. It was quite a big remnant, obviously, and I was going to make a Cali shirt, because remember I've now fallen in love with red. You can see that, basically this was a remnant that I had, and luckily could squeeze these trousers out of it. And I even made, because the things you can do if you haven't got enough fabric, you can make the pocket bags in a different fabric, but I made the whole thing out of this fabric, and I absolutely love it. So I've got some footage here of me prancing around in front of my hot tub. These are the slim leg version, and they're just amazing. I am going to have these in every colour in my life, basically. I can't actually see right now, as I sit here right now, I can't see why I would even make a different pair of trousers in the future, because the wide leg ones I've got on now, the clot version, which I could elongate to make into full length, and these are just perfect. And I have some black linen viscose that I got from First Fabrics, which you know about, so I'm going to make those. I think I'm probably going to make those in the clot version. I know I remember me saying to you a couple of times now that I need to define workwear and leisure wear, and sometimes those two things get blurred, but I, once worn to work, don't wear them at home, and therefore I end up with a massive workwear wardrobe, because obviously I work more than I have leisure, sadly, and then not so much to choose from on the leisure wear. So these are definitely workwear. The ones I'm wearing now, definitely leisure wear, and I just love that. Oh my word. I had someone message me over on Instagram. On Instagram, I am at so mad. Please don't be shy. Ask me any question. Genuinely, I really don't mind. I love hearing from people. It makes my day, actually. And a lovely lady this week reached out to me, because I never know where you are in the world, so you could be just down the road from all I know. And if you are just down the road, let me know, actually, because I'd love to go for a cup of tea or coffee with you. Anyway, I digress. Lady reached out to me and said, I'm going to make the Anya trousers, just in that you've made them. Are they true to size? Because I think the ease, I think it was, I can't remember if it was, yeah, I think there's no ease in these. And I can see why, because they're actually quite a slim fit. I don't think they're tapered leg, I think they're straight leg. Yeah, I think so. So I said to her, I literally made them off the measurements, my body measurements, and they have come out brilliantly. They are, I think if you had quite a lot of definition in the top half of your legs, so if your top half of your legs definition was slimmer to the bottom half of your legs, then you might need to be careful with a little bit of fit there, because yeah, that I could see how that would be interesting. You remember I made the lander pants, or I made them into shorts a couple of weeks ago, and they've got an inch worth of adjusting at the side. I don't remember there being a lot on the sides of these. I don't think so. I mean, I can check, because I don't really. No, you can see there. See, I've actually done them proper. So I've finished both seams. Here we go. You can see on the inside I've finished both edges, which is really rare for me. So normally I sew them together and whiz them down with one side, so it would look like that. But I've done it pucker-like. Look, all pucker. And if I had taken them in, then that second line would be further in. But I hope you can see that. You can see that's my original stitching line. And in fact, I would say my original stitching line is incredibly close to that seam allowance. I know if I had taken them in, I would have had to go back over the edge, and it would be a single fold, a single line. So that's the originals. Yeah, as you can see, I was using my rainbow, or it's like a variegated black, white and grey on my overlocker, which I know for the purists among you would be like, oh, I needed red overlocking thread. Nah, I don't. It looks pretty, and it's just for me. That's just what I had in my overlocker at the time. And I only have white, black and grey as individual colours, and then white, black and grey as a variegated colour. But if you're thinking about what trousers to make, my advice would be make these. They are incredibly easy, come together beautifully. I love this detail at the back, because did I show you this? The waistband is made completely differently. Let me devote a bit of time to telling you about these, and it's the same for the wide leg as well. So on this you make, so I've just undone the buttons, you can see there. So the waistband is made from, so the back waistband is actually part of the trousers. So you can see that. So this, you've got a facing, that is, so it's, the facing would be here if you like. You then fold the facing back on itself, so that you can then turn it back out right sides. I'm sure you know what I mean by that. So there's no seam here. So this is all one piece. So your back piece of trousers includes the waistband. Super clever. And then at the front, your waistband is two pieces. This is why it's so ingenious and so easy to work with. So you've got two pieces. That's the left side, so that's the buttonhole for the centre front, and that's the button that goes on the side. And then on this side, you've got your button, and again the connecting side. So that makes putting the waistband on really simple. My work on the inside isn't brilliant, if I'm honest. It's not a very neat waistband for me. This is a scuba. No, it's not a scuba. I think it's called Flipper. I got it from the fabric room a really long time ago, and it's really bouncy. So actually getting crisp edges. These are meant to be curved. This lovely detail on the side here is meant to be a curve, but I couldn't get the fabric to. Would have been better for me to do squares on this kind of fabric. So it's not as neat as it would be. And then, for example, on these trousers, my curve is really nice. I can't show you because it's too complicated to show you that. But yeah, that's what makes it lovely. And then when you obviously don't undo these once they're done up, they're done up. So I actually made the proper buttonholes on this one. Now I have got, it's a 2-inch wide elastic in the back here, okay? Now my 2-inch wide elastic, maybe everybody's is the same, is that black, quite rigid elastic. So I think it was 18 centimetres, the length I needed to cut, and then you sew it into the, there are back darts here. You basically sew it over the top of the waist darts. You put one end of the elastic here and one end of the elastic here, so that's where it goes. And you stretch, you basically sew one end, and then obviously it concertinas. My elastic is so strong that on the next pair I actually made that elastic slightly longer, so because the fit is actually quite tight around the back, ironically. Not, I mean, they obviously, you can see it is giving, but on the pair I'm wearing now, I think I went from, maybe it was 17 centimetres and I changed it to 19, and the fit on here, I don't know if you can see that, the fit here is slightly less. You do get a bit of puckering of fabric here, but obviously that's because it is concertinaed. Yeah, I just love it. I think they're great. And on this pair, on this pair I didn't make the buttonholes. I literally just sewed the tab across, because you can see, so where I was getting gaping, which is very common, is here, sort of, it's not a sway back, or maybe it is a sway back, but yeah, it's not my most attractive profile. My tummy and I aren't having good terms at the moment. Don't feel like I've put any weight on, but my tummy is enormous. Well, it isn't enormous, and I take that back. For me, my tummy is bigger than I would like it to be at the moment, and that could be Easter eggs, it could be hot cross buns, it could be glasses of wine, it could be that I haven't run for a few weeks, all sorts of different things, but it's not quite where I want it to be at the moment. We all have moments like that, but am I worried about it? Nah, not really. But anyway, yeah, that elastic at the back gives you really, really nice fit opportunities. It isn't a huge overlap, by the way. I don't know if you can see that. It's not, so it's about that much of an overlap, maybe half an inch, maybe an inch. I'm not really an inch person, but I couldn't tell you what that is in centimetres. Maybe 10 centimetres, 20 centimetres, something like that. So not massive. Look, you can see there's my tab. That's the edge, that's where my button is. So it's just, it is a lovely design feature, but you could definitely use it for fitting adjustments as well. Yeah, where my fabric is so bouncy, when I've gone to sew these together, the edges just aren't as crisp as I would like them to be. But you don't see that because it's under a top, generally speaking. I don't really tuck my tops in, as you can see from my Sagebrush here, but I absolutely love those. So I'm just looking at the time, wondering how long I've been talking to you for, stroke waffle. Right, let's move on. So absolutely adore all of these outfits, and thank you to Felicity Fabrics for providing all of those. Please do head over to their website, and also if you put Cara 10, and I'll try and remember to put that on the screen here, you will get 10% off at Felicity Fabrics, and I don't know if the sale is still running, but they quite often have remnants and things, so it is available on any discounts that they're offering. Let's talk about the Anthea, let's start that again. Anna Allen Anthea shirt or blouse. Do you remember this beautiful fabric and my debacle with trying to get that to work? Well, I'm delighted to say that I have made a blouse. It did start life out as the Anthea blouse, but it's changed quite dramatically. So I will put a picture in here for you, maybe some footage. I can't remember what I took. Let's move those out of the way because it's a bit distracting. I did have to change this quite a lot. Now, if you didn't see that film, where have you been? No, if you didn't see that film, please do check it out, because I talked to you about my fit adjustments, or no, my fit issues with the Anthea. So the Anthea has got beautiful, huge puff sleeves with a cuff that isn't elasticated, and it's got a round neck, ironically similar to this, and then buttons down the front, obviously, because it's a blouse. I love the fact that it's just bias bound, same as this, no facings or anything like that, and in theory therefore comes together really quickly. However, for me, based on the size I made, which was based on my measurements obviously, the sleeves are enormous. I've got relatively thin arms, I suppose, but not too fat, not too thin, just normal arms. But the cuffs were enormous on me, and maybe it's because I'm quite big chested, might have mentioned that in the past, but it just didn't work. It was just a disaster, darling. Who says that? Craig Revel, disaster, darling. And so I needed to change it because I love this fabric. I just adore it. So what did I do? I took the sleeves off and I recut them, which is just a brave thing to do, really. But I recut them using the Joy sleeve. Now the Joy blouse is from Ania Patterns, and it's a much slimmer statement sleeve, if you like, and it's got a very simple cuff on it. I changed the neckline entirely, and there's nothing glamorous about this whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. I always like to think there's a few gentlemen watching. I know you're in a minority, but hello, I hope you are watching. So what did I do? I literally folded it down and stitched it across. So there we go. That's what I did. Nothing glamorous about that whatsoever. And I literally stitched it. So it's neat, that's fine. Because obviously it's bias bound. So the bias bound neckline there. So I literally put it on, I turned it in, pinned it, ironed it, stitched it. Done. No faffing. And in the end, I didn't need to sew the buttons, so I didn't, because why would you if you don't need to? Because this just goes over my head. And I will put some pictures in, if I haven't already, of me wearing this, and I'm really pleased to have been able to salvage it. I think I also took it in. So you know what I was saying to you about, did I take those trousers in? I would know, because I don't go back and take the seam allowance in very often. So there you go, point in case. So there, can you see that? Hang on. Where is it? Where's it gone? Yeah, there's my original stitching line. Can you see that there? I hope you can see that. Oh, let's try this side. There. So there's my original stitching line, and that's where it ended up, and that's the same on both sides. So again, that's a good inch either side taken in, quite a lot basically. And I know the sewing purists out there will be horrified about all of that, but I just want to reassure everybody, but that's all right to do that. It really doesn't matter. It's your sewing, it's your top, you're the one that's going to be wearing it. Do what you need to do in order to make all of your hard work and investment work. And I really like it. And actually I wore this. Oh no, I didn't wear this. I wore something else. I'll show you. Because this fabric I think I probably bought 2 meters, maybe 2.5 meters. Certainly enough to make the Anthea. And then I had quite a small piece left. And I have a hack that I do of the Bettine top. So the Bettine top from Tilly and the Buttons is this. So sorry, Bettine dress is, the top half of it is this shape. So I absolutely love this neckline. It's got a grown on sleeve, so no separate sleeve piece, and it's basically, that is the length it sits to on your waist. So I basically made this really cute little top as well. Now I didn't have enough fabric to cut it on the fold, so I cut the front on the fold because that's the neatest bit, and then on the back I've got a seam there which you can just about see, but because of the busyness of the print it really doesn't matter. And I wore this, it was quite a cold morning, So I stuck this on underneath the jumper, and then ironically the sun came out, and I wore it when I was when I went to a Turn It Out day recently, which is great fun. So I'll put a picture of me wearing this. I think it might be a really close up, unglamorous screenshot of me with cows in the background, but I wore it and I love it. I wore that with jeans. So that's how to. I love, love, love making 100% use of the fabric whilst I'm on a current project. I don't really want to end up with loads of scraps. I do end up with loads of scraps, you know that, but that is that. So that was my entry into the April Blouse 22, I think it's called. I think that's what it's called, which is a challenge that's been run by Kirsten from So Dahlia Society and Cloth Edit. So that was one of my entries. So I made that, or rather completed that on one day, and then the next day, do you remember I was making the Joy blouse? In fact, the Joy, oh no, I keep saying the Joy blouse, it's not. It's, thank you for everyone who corrected me last time. It's called the Honey blouse, the Honey blouse Cara. The Honey blouse from Fibre Mood is a beautiful blouse that Guthrie Ghani, Lauren from Guthrie Ghani featured. I keep showing a picture of that, so I won't, but it's got basically this beautiful frill around the collar. And I was really scared to make I was going to say it wrong again, the honey blouse out of my Silky Monkey fabric because of the high neck thing, which obviously has been an issue for me. So I made it out of another remnant of fabric that I have had in my stash for a long time. I made the Ravello dress from Sew Over It out of this fabric. Now, for those of you who know that Sew Over It, the Ravello dress was probably in their Summer ebook, Summer Dreaming. It's got to be 3 or 4 years ago easily. And this was the fabric I used for that. Now, it's a border print fabric. So it starts at the top with this beautiful turquoise. This is the top of the fabric, and then it filters down to this mad sort of fish fabric. It's a really lightweight polyester, a bit of a brave thing for me to do to try and make something brand new using such a slippery fabric, but I'm absolutely delighted with the results, and the honey blouse itself is a lovely blouse. I'm going to put a picture in. I'm going to put a couple of pictures in because the detail on this blouse is beautiful. I can't help myself. I've got to get up again. It's got the most beautiful frill on the collar here. Just look at that. It's absolutely stunning. I love it. I've never made anything like that before. The Fibre Mood instructions they're okay, but they're a little bit scant. So you need a bit of imagination to be able to do that. But it worked out fine. And then it's got this lovely pleat, so gathering across the back as well on the yoke there. It wasn't a burrito method. It's actually the same method that Sew Over It use. So those of you who are better at interpreting instructions probably would have switched that out to do a burrito style method. With the method they describe, it's the one where you put the shoulder seams together, but then you have to sort of go like that in order to sew them, so that when you flip them back out again, they are neatly enclosed. So you can get yourself in a right old pickle, because you end up putting them, you sort of have to put them together right sides like that. It's the best way I can describe it. Some of you are going, oh yeah, I know what I mean, and she's like, other people are like, no idea what she's doing there. But it all works out really neatly, so let me show you. I'm all about turning stuff inside out today, aren't I? I'll tell you. And I had everything I have made has been pretty well finished. I haven't done for some reason I haven't done the sleeves on this. I must have forgotten. But I do always overlock my edges and everything. But yeah, so you end up with a clean finish on the inside. I hope you can see that. Because there is the yoke, and it all ends up nice and neatly done. And what was fun about this actually is it's such a mad fabric, and I will put, if I haven't already, some pictures of me wearing this. I haven't had a chance to wear it yet actually. It's definitely a casual wear blouse. I've had these buttons in my stash. I think I've had those buttons, and when I say stash, I had a button jar when I was growing up, just a fascination with buttons. I didn't have hundreds. In fact, I think I only bought a few for a while. But those buttons have been in my life. I reckon I was probably, I'm going to say maybe 8 or 9 when I bought those buttons. And I'm now, what, 48? Oh my word! Oh my word! It is possible, therefore, that these buttons on this blouse have been part of my life for 40 years. 40 years! Oh my word! Now that's a collection. Oh my god, 40 years, that sounds ancient. Oh, it's done me in a little bit. Move on. Gosh, wow. But anyway, once I recover from the news that I have 40-year-old buttons, and obviously they lived a life before that. I got them from a charity shop or a jumble sale. They didn't do charity shops when I was little. No, wasn't a thing. Didn't exist. There was a mad woman on a place called Pomp Farm that had a thrift shop, which she was German, and we all thought she was a crazy woman, but actually she was onto something, wasn't she? Because yeah, it was only jumble sales. Nobody had charity shops back in the day. Now we're overrun with the things, but I do love them. So that is the Joy blouse, and in fact, I mean, oh my word, ladies and gentlemen, just hold the page here for a remnant of fabric to be able to pattern match. Hello, there should be a medal available for moments like that, I reckon. Check that out. Oh, talking of which, pattern matching. Patrick and Esme would be proud of that, and they're back this week. So there's a timeline marker. So on Wednesday, the sewing bee is back. So there you go. I don't think I'll be regularly talking about the sewing bee because they might not go in line with my schedule of filming. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out over the next few weeks. But I love it. And look, I made full use of whatever fabric I had. And apart from that superb pattern matching on the front, that's just how it played out. That is the fabric I had, and that's how it was going to work out. Oh my word. That was a lot of talking, but I just love being here with you, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing my mad collection of things. Thank you again to Caroline and Fliss for providing this wonderful fabric for this beautiful jacket. I'm going to France this Friday. Going to France with my 2 best friends. I'm going to stay in her family home in France, so thank you so much. You know who you are. I'm really, really excited. We're going for 5 days, and what I'm wearing here now is my travelling outfit. I've already decided, and I've got a completely me-made wardrobe to take, and we're only taking in-cabin luggage, so I probably will do a quick film if I get a moment of what made it into my suitcase. So hopefully you'll find that interesting, because I shrink wrap all of my is that the right? No, I vacuum pack, get the right word, all of my summer clothes so that I can fit all my winter clothes in. And every time I do the switch over, which I haven't done yet, I'm like, okay, I don't need to do any sewing at all this summer, which of course won't be true, because I've just got so many clothes. I don't have sisters, I don't have cousins. I do have cousins, but I don't donate my clothes to anybody. I don't share my clothes with anybody, and just don't have that sort of relationship with people really. And I actually genuinely wear everything I make on rotation. Yes, that means you don't see me in the same outfit very often. But so when I had to get out my summer stuff out of its vacuum packed bags, and I've had real fun in just picking out my favourite outfits, although the weather is a little changeable, I think, there. So but anyway, let me stop talking because it's a really long video otherwise. I can't wait to share with you some more things. So each week for a few weeks now, I'm going to be doing a similar style and take you through what I've been up to with making some clothes for myself for the changing seasons. So I can't wait to see you next time. In the meantime, please stay safe and well. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, because I absolutely love hearing from you. Give me some of these, and do, if you haven't already, follow me over on Instagram where I can catch up with you more regularly. Take care everybody, bye bye.